Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Series 3 on the Keeping Up Appearances podcast. We were back last week with our pre-season predictions. It was good to be back. We were obviously introduced to my co-host, Max Burns.
That was such a bad setup. I'm sorry.
You gotta be ready to roll with the punches, Max.
I'm good, Sean. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, Max. But the main thing from today is that we've got a returning face from Keeping Up Appearances of old. We've got, some would say, the GOAT of the podcast, which I don't get offended by, honestly. It's Michael Tosh. Tosh, thank you for coming back on.
Thank you for having me.
Right, how we been then, in general? I know you two have had a little summer holiday meet-up. Was it on this side of the border or over there?
No, it was on the other side of the Atlantic, wasn't it, Max? Yeah. First, when was the last time we just? Well, a couple of years ago, maybe in a couple of years, but probably only 2 or 3 times in the last 7 or 8. So yeah, I was in Massachusetts. I was in Boston, and Max very kindly came and drove an hour to come and see me. So we had an afternoon and evening together. It was very nice to see him. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, we were hoping to go watch the Red Sox, weren't we? But ticket prices were a little bit expensive. Extortion is a word, yeah. They're doing really well right now, actually. They're first in their little conference. So, but yeah, it was a good little meet-up for a few drinks. And yeah, how was the rest of your trip, Tosh? Good?
Yeah, it was really, really good. Every place, yeah, I loved it. So I went to Boston, then Philadelphia, which was good. New York, Philadelphia, Washington. Yeah, they were all great. Boston was my favourite, though. Any listeners want to go to a place in America, I'd recommend Boston out of all of them. But yeah, all good. Got a bit tired and hot towards the end, but that'll be the minor complaint. But everything else, yeah, class.
If any listeners do come, I can't promise that I'm going to drive up and meet you, though.
You would.
Probably.
If you listen to this, you would. You better have.
Yeah.
I'm also quite shocked that Tosh was going to give money to the Red Sox, aren't they? Aren't they Liverpool?
They are FSG.
Yeah,
so the Red Sox they're steeped in sport and history. Red Sox and Fenway Park. I'm a respecter of the game. Yeah. But yeah,
so
I actually didn't.
Liverpool.
There was $100 for a ticket, so no chance. And I actually went to watch the Mets on the same week for $10 or $12 or something. So you do the maths.
That's not MSG, is it?
No, New York. So City Field, it's called now. Their famous ground was Shea Stadium, which is now gone. But yeah, up in Queens. Actually, the same train station as Flushing Meadows, where the US Open tennis is currently taking place. You've seen them both as you come on the train on our side. Well, that's interesting. I don't know, but I found it quite interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the Red Sox right now, great. Although I have a lot of American friends who complain that we're spending their money, even though we make more money than them. But getting back there, $100 a ticket though to sit in the worst seats in the stadium is extortionate.
Game's gone, Annie. That's what they're saying about. They're all saying that about baseball. Game's gone, mate.
When you said a change of direction for the podcast, Sean, I didn't realise it was going the baseball route.
Neither did I. That was a shock for me there. Right, let's get started then. So we're going to start each episode with a bit of a recap of the weekend's games. Now, I think this weekend, as far as Premier League goes, it was a bit of a chaotic one. We're not going to focus on every game because obviously we'll be here forever. We're going to focus on a handful, but I'd say this weekend in particular, it's important that we focus on our team. So obviously, me and Tosh being Blues and Max being a Red, very eventful for both teams. Both secured wins, but Max, hope you don't mind, we're going to start on Everton because it was the first game at the newly opened Hill Dickinson Stadium. And I'm just, even though I spoke to Tosh while we were there anyway, but I'm intrigued to know what are your thoughts on it? Because I'll be honest, I haven't shut up about it since I got home. Everyone that asked, I'm just raving about it. It was honestly unbelievable.
If you were being positive, I'd quite like to hear that for once, Sean. It's interesting. I thought you'd wait to see everyone else praising it and then gone the other way. But no, I thought it was great. A nice surprise knowing that potentially if you keep going there, we're going to be quite close, Sean. We're in the next block to each other, weren't we, as well, which was a nice surprise. But yeah, no, it was very, very impressive. I'd obviously been to a couple of the test events and liked what I'd seen, but I don't think I got the full picture until... So it's about 10 minutes before kickoff when they started playing the songs, and like the PA system was unbelievable, wasn't it? It sounded so good in there.
Yeah.
And then like you could hear the atmosphere. And again, I actually think, from where I was, the atmosphere didn't always sound brilliant, but when it sort of raised a bit when they scored, it did sound great. And I was listening to a podcast before where there was a journalist sort of neutral saying he thinks that when that gets going, that'll be the largest stadium in the country, just with the way where he was sat and things like that. But yeah, stadium was brilliant, just great setup. I think it's a bit busy at times, and then like, you know, the queues are massive at the moment, and there's people who focus on that. But you'd like to think that'll die down. But yeah, I'm not easily impressed, but I was that day.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it, mate. As you say, it was a bit quiet to start, but I think that was maybe people just finding the feet and kind of like trying to work the place out. But I've seen loads of tweets and posts about like people saying similar to like maybe a West Ham where you don't know if it's going to feel like Everton's ground straight away, but it genuinely, for me anyway, I know I haven't been a season ticket holder for years like you, but it did. You just felt so at home. The first goal just seemed to be the perfect goal. It was like a lovely counter-attack. Everything Jack Grealish did in the game got like the biggest cheer. It was like, if he did a 2-yard pass, it was like standing ovations and that, but it just kind of like, it just felt right. And then obviously it was like the old Jack Grealish getting to the line, you know, beating his man, fizzing it across. It was just perfect. And then the penalty save for Pickford as well. There's just, everyone seems to have their moment to shine.
Yeah.
It was a lovely sunny day, and yeah, it couldn't have been more perfect. But as far as like going to the new ground, I'd not been before, but I couldn't believe it, honestly. It was so good.
How easy was it to get your train home?
You know what? This is going to be boring, but hats off to Merseyrail, because the system they had in place at Sandhill was unbelievable.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, they had on the street, they had queues for whatever line you were on, and they let you on whenever your train was due. So I joined the queue. I was in the queue for about a minute. I was on the train within 3-4 minutes.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, honestly, it was unbelievable. So perfect day, in my opinion. Absolutely perfect.
That would have been good. I'm looking forward to it now. Looking forward to Wednesday already now for the next game. Yeah, no, the other thing was, obviously, I went out for a couple of drinks afterwards, and it's just obviously the proximity to town was just great, and just that, like, we were in a place close to the ground, which was just bouncing, and then you sort of walking up towards town, and that side of town was just, all the pubs were just full of Everton. I know it was a Sunday of a bank holiday, but I'm not sure I'll be doing that too often, but when it is, that was good. And also, whether it'll be the same when it's cold in the winter and stuff like that, and Sunday 4 o'clock kickoff or whatever, I don't know.
Well, if we're getting beat.
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah. That will be most of the time, so.
There's a great video from across the river when Z-Cars was on, and the noise was pretty loud. Like, it looks amazing, to be fair. Where's your seats, though? Good views, or? I mean, I'm sure every seat in the ground is a good view. But...
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't imagine there's a bad view, because it's just like, there's no real breaks in the seating either, is it? It's just like, kind of all the way around. But as Tosh said, we're both in the West Stand, a block apart, conveniently.
I've got a little wall to the next to me I can put my arm on as well, because like next to me is like the hospitality. So, and I think I told Sean this, a row in front of me on the next row in hospitality was Tony Bellew and his kids. So yeah, I'll be probably getting to know Tony and might try and get him on, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'll probably be in the hospitality soon, Tosh.
I would have thought so.
When this goes well, you'll be getting invited there.
Yeah. See what Bellew knows about baseball and see if we can get him on.
How long is the name and rights contract? Because
is it 5 years? Is it?
Hill Dickinson is a terrible name.
I like
for a
it. You know,
yeah, I like it as well.
Now I've been there, it feels right. I think it's good as well. The font's great. Everything about it, honestly, Max. Don't try and dampen my spirits. It's unbelievable.
It's the only negative I've got about the place. Although, actually, when I was watching it on television, it was like it could have been more blue. If you get me,
yeah.
Like there's parts. I don't know whether like they're still going to paint, because like I know when the main stand got built at Liverpool, there was still bits that was finished later on. but like there's obviously areas where like I guess like the bars and like the safe standing bits and things are all like grey and things that needs to like be a little bit more blue. That's the only negative.
Yeah.
Is
The Budweiser sign's a bit red as well.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, no, there was a couple like the bars, and they've got like Max like at the south stand where like obviously the standing area is like they've got like a big bar which is like glass, so it looks out over to Liverpool. So I wandered down to there before the game. I was in there an hour before, and like 2 or 3 of the little bars there ran out of beer an hour before kickoff. So I'd say some little teething things, but again, not everyone will be there an hour before kickoff most weeks, I imagine. So, but yeah.
How was Peter Reid's Pepsi?
Did you have a Pepsi, Sean?
Absolutely not. I got a bottle of water because it was parched, but that was the only. I wasn't paying their prices, no chance.
How much is it?
It's like £4 for a Pepsi, I think.
Yeah, the pints are like £6-7 now, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? On that advert again, I feel like I'm just like I've said I was going to be that positive. That advert probably did me head in because it started with like Peter Reid saying like chicken and a can of Pepsi, and it was like dead scouse. Everyone else in the advert just a wool. So they had like Harry Hesketh on, who's like a content creator, and he's like a proper wool, and he was like chicken and a can of Pepsi, and you're like, there's no point having him in the advert if he's not going to do it right. Yeah.
Everyone's welcome at the Hill Dicky show, and it wasn't just
that is true. Yeah. So great day all round for Everton. Then let's move on to Liverpool. I'm going to throw it out there from the start, and this is going to be a theme probably. Didn't watch it, so I'm going to have very little to say yet, other than I was lying in bed when I knew it was extra time. I saw, what was it, like 9 minutes added on? 11. It was 99 minutes, and I said to Hannah, I was like, I've never been more certain that they're going to score here. It's just like, I know that's every Everton fan, but it was so obvious. I wasn't even watching the game, and I knew it was going to happen. So yeah, you two.
It was when Newcastle went to get the ball when they scored. I was like, what on earth are you doing? Like, you got the ball as if we're going to score here. It's like, you must have never watched football before to not know the way that this is going here. Oh, and you're adding to it. But I'll let Max talk. Max can talk about the mighty Reds.
To be fair though, like Liverpool were terrible and Newcastle were great. You would have thought after the sending off that they had the 11 players and we had 10. We were just terrible, and we've been bad for 3 games now, but we've scored 9 goals. So I feel like that's going to be a theme for the rest of the season. I actually missed the last like 15 minutes because I had to go out to work. And I was trying to listen to it on like TuneIn Radio, the app, or the TalkSport radio. And it kept messing up, and I just turned it off, and I was like, it's 2-2. And then I checked 20 minutes later and got no notifications that Rio and Gamo had scored. So, yeah, it's a bit weird watching Liverpool at the moment. It's like, my prediction that they're going to win the league is getting severely tested. And it's only the second game of the season. But to be fair, a 16-year-old scoring the winner, and what a goal it was as well. Like, if you haven't seen it, Sean, go.
No, I've seen the goal. It's that unbelievable finish, isn't it?
Unbelievable finish. Yeah. And also to be the first time, I think Arne Slot said in his press conference that one of the players told him afterwards he would have took a touch, and I guarantee it was Curtis Jones because he's crap. Every player on the team touched the ball as well, so it's not only just a good finish from him, but it was a quality team goal as well. But Newcastle looked good. Anthony Gordon is clearly doing his best to be a Liverpool fan at heart with that red card. It was a blatant red card. It was stupid. If it had been 11-11, they would have beat us. I'm pretty sure of that. Did you watch it, Tosh? Or any highlights?
Yeah, no, I did watch it, yeah. I watched it. I enjoyed it. It was a really good game. I thought the atmosphere was great at the start. But no, yeah, Newcastle really good. I thought that Bruno Guimaraes, or whatever he was saying, it was like unbelievable. He was like, I was thinking to myself like this morning, I was thinking like, because actually, as you can probably guess, when full time went, I switched it off, and I was wondering like who he gave man of the match to, because it would have been an absolute travesty if he didn't get it. I know they often go for someone on the winning team, but he was just like unbelievable. Like, he sort of dragged them back into it because, as you said, at 2-0, it sort of felt dead, and I think it felt like that in the ground still. And then he just scored that goal out of nothing. Don't know what the Liverpool's left back was doing for that.
Same about to say, like, you know what? When he picked the number 6 shirt, he ruined his chances at Liverpool because he's just another Jan Arisa. Like, what is he? What's he doing? he just like tries to hold them off instead of going to challenge for a header. And it's the easiest header he'll ever score. Bruno Guimaraes, but yeah, he was brilliant. I don't know why. It's almost as if like there's like this vitriol around the game, and like they really hated us, and all we did was put in a record transfer bid for Isak a month ago and get rejected. We haven't done anything else since. He's the one that's down tools and done this thing, and they're like acting as if like we're super villains, and it was a great atmosphere. Like, I'm sure as a neutral, but yeah, 3 points.
Is the reaction not to do with like the fans more than the club? Because the club obviously haven't acted on anything, have they?
Yeah.
But I think from what I'm seeing, again, I'm not big into me Liverpool Twitter and that, but is it not the reaction of Liverpool fans believing that Newcastle should almost like bend over and just let him go? When, as we know, maybe with the Alexander-Arnold thing, maybe they weren't saying that 2 months ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned last week, Liverpool Twitter is the worst place in the world. So I do get that, because I think people have assumed this entire time that he's going to sign for us no matter what. But it's also the media. It's everything. It's not just Liverpool fans. Everyone's saying the same thing. If anything, they should be angry at Isak. He's the one who's down tools and just not gone to training and just trying to force this move.
I think there's a general. Sorry to interrupt, Max. I was saying there's the general sort of. I think it's that they've got this idea that they're being held back by the rules, and it's the big dogs who are allowed to do whatever they want. So I think that's the general when you listen to things from Villa fans and Newcastle fans, and maybe Nottingham Forest fans as well, who are saying we're not allowed to spend what we want to. And the only way, in this PSR rules now, the only way really to be successful, which is what Chelsea do, and people sort of slag off Chelsea. Chelsea sells people, like the likes of, they sell Isaac now for 100 million. You can basically spend 500 odd million with PSR because you can split that cost over 5 years or whatever it is. So I think what the frustration is that seems to be the only way of doing it. It's okay with Chelsea, you've built up a massive squad of selling by so they can sell 3 or 4 squad players, as Liverpool have done as well, and matched up that money, which means you can spend. So I think you're right, Max. Liverpool at the end of the day have just bid for a player, haven't they? They've not won the bid, they've just bid what they thought's right, and probably will go back again and bid. But Newcastle, I think there's just a general frustration where it's that they've got to a point and they can't seem to go much further, because I think the only way they can do is they've got to sell someone to buy some more, and then a bit like what Brighton do, I suppose, isn't it? Brighton just buy some players, they sell players, which means at some point they can go and spend a lot of money. Whereas Newcastle won't think they're operating at a different level to Brighton, I think. But yeah, no, I think they built it up well, though. I think, it was only really Gordon who lost his head, I think. But yeah,
is that
great game?
Going back to what you said there, though, is that not so about like the big boys being able to spend what they want? City are the only ones that do that. Like, I mean, they are selling now, but Liverpool didn't spend any money last season, sold a bunch of players this season as well. So, like, their net spend's less than a lot of clubs around, even though we spent the most on, like, Wirtz. Chelsea, like you said, sell.
When do you reckon they'll start playing that Wirtz at some point, or?
Yeah, he's a bit of a struggle at the moment. But you know what? Actually, I was talking to this about with my boss last night. Curtis Jones is the problem there, because I know I said he's bad. He actually had an alright game last night, but Wirtz is sitting in all these pockets and he's demanding the ball, and every time Curtis Jones gets it, he won't play the forward pass to him. I think it'll be entirely different when McAllister's in there, and McAllister's playing those passes in, because he will play them, and it'll actually show out.
Did McAllister not play last week?
He came on in the second half. Didn't play this week. Yeah, he came on the Charity Shield. I think he came on again. I'm not sure. But yeah, I was totally expecting to wake up this morning and see that we put another bid in, but as of right now, on Tuesday as we're recording this, it still hasn't happened.
Well, that leads me on to what I was going to ask next. What do you two think in terms of, like, where's he going to be by the end of the week? Do you think he'll be a Liverpool player or a Newcastle player? Or, on top of that, where do you want him to be? As in, like, if you're going to be bitter about it, now I know where Max will obviously want him to be, but it's like, do we want Newcastle to just dig their heels in? Because it's a tricky one to make them do that in terms of, like, obviously financially, it's a big thing for them. But for me, I'd love to see him just rotting in the reserves. That'd be great. I really would. Just for I think not even for, like, not because it's a Liverpool, just for football in general. I just think, like, there's just a way of doing it, a way of being professional and a way of approaching it. I understand if, like, football, people say it's a job, and for me, it's like, in my job, if I want to leave, I can leave. I understand in football it's slightly different, but then that's the game, innit? That's what he signed on for when he signed that new contract. So, what do you two think? Where do you think he'll be?
It's the problem I have, right, is I hate what he's doing, and it's happened with Liverpool players before, which, again, these Twitter fans don't understand. The amount of times where Liverpool players have wanted to leave and have done something to try and make it happen. Now, they haven't gone the whole way of not training, which I think is terrible. There's always a way back, though. So if they dig their heels in, all he's going to do is come out and apologise and he'll be back playing again, and Newcastle fans will love him again, because that's what happens. You know, you think about when Carlos Tevez went on a golfing holiday for 4 months or whatever it was, he came back again and played. Obviously, would I love him at Liverpool? Yes. I think he's, outside of Haaland, the best striker in the league. But there will be a way back for him, and he'll play. And I think that for Newcastle, it's the point that apparently someone's told him he can go. And I think I was listening to Restless Football, and I think it was Karen Brady, is it?
No, Stavely, innit? Amanda Stavely.
Amanda Stavely. Apparently told him, which I don't know how much control she actually has over the team and transfers and things, but if someone's told him that, then that's... I don't disagree with how he's feeling.
But isn't the issue that she's not there anymore?
Yeah.
So
they haven't got one there anymore. They haven't got a director of football at the moment.
That's what I mean. So, it's hard, isn't it, when I know he's got assurances, but they don't have to follow the promises of someone that, well, we don't even know if it happened. Do you know what I mean? But
she hasn't gone off on her own in, let's say it was in March or April. Apparently it was like 4 or 5 weeks before the end of the season. She hasn't just gone off her own will and just said that privately to him.
Yeah.
Didn't she offer him didn't she say they'd give him loads of money or something, and they worked out they couldn't do that or something? Was that part of it, or I don't know? I'm sure I heard something on that.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. If he digs his heels in, if Newcastle dig their heels in, I think they need to, because Andy Gordon can't play as a centre forward. Asula came on last night and scored. Great, but he's not Isak. They have got a tremendous player there, and then in the Champions League, they're going to have a bad year. They're not going to replace him in 6 days.
Yeah,
so I think
that's it, innit? Even if they get 150 million, they're not replacing him in that time, are they?
No way. And I don't know if you saw on Monday Night Football last night, but they had a comparison between him and Ekitike, and they are the exact same player in terms of, like, all the stats. It's brilliant. And you wonder if they've messed up, because Carragher was saying that Liverpool, because they were looking at Ekitike, Liverpool called to see if Isak was available. They told them no, and then they went and bought Ekitike. So they bought literally the replacement for Isak, and it's screwed them.
They're not screwed, are they? Because he's delivering, isn't he? 3-3 in it. So, like, I mean
Newcastle.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant Liverpool.
No, he's great. Ekitike, yeah, 3-3.
He's very good. Can I just say, my 2 thoughts on it were, I don't see how Newcastle can possibly sell him now, because, as you say, there's just nothing there. I think they've been very stupid. I think if they'd have done it quietly, as Max said at the start, they'd have had time and money to replace him. But now they've dug their heels in so much that, one, out of principle point, they probably can't sell him because they'll look stupid too. As you say, they're just not replacing him, and they need 2 or 3 strikers with the Champions League, playing as 8 games in the Champions League, 9 games, and that the money that you need to, like, progress through each stage of that, like, they'll be wanting to do that. Yeah, and I don't know, I feel it's stupid. I think there is a way back. I think he'd play. And I think the other one was, I was saying this before, I didn't watch Arsenal the first week, but obviously that Gokeres was getting a bit of stick. I was saying what Arsenal should have done is Arsenal should have gone to Newcastle and said, we'll give you 80 million and Gyökeres. There's a striker. No, now all this stuff with all this stuff you don't want to sell to Liverpool, sell it to us and we'll give you the striker.
What, like buy Gyökeres and then sell him immediately?
Yeah. Well, now the change. Now the situation's changed because I think they wouldn't have known Isaac was available because I reckon they'd have been all over that. So now they know Isaac's available. Newcastle don't want to sell to Liverpool. I don't know about this Gyökeres, but a lot of people were slagging him off the first game. If Arsenal realise he's a bit of a donkey, go to Newcastle and say, hey, we can both do Liverpool over here. There's 60, 70 million and a striker that you probably would have took. And there we go.
Well,
what a chance.
I was going to say that because apparently they've put a bid in for that Strand Larsen, who's only just gone to Wolves, hasn't he?
Speaking of donkeys.
No, but that, I mean, you've just suggested, but how often has it ever happened where players run to two clubs in the same window?
Probably never, but well, was there someone like Trevor Francis do it in the 80s or something? He signed like City and went somewhere else on the same day.
Didn't Hamann do the same though?
Hamann, yeah. The same.
But yeah, it was just like I thought it was a bit mad. I was like Strand Larsen, and you're suggesting the transfer of all transfers. That would rock the Premier League. That's all.
I'm saying like that. Hey, Arsenal become immediate favourites to win the league if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had Gyökeres as my flop of the season, so he scored 2.
Can I put mine in as Vert now after watching him first a couple of big games?
He's my player of the season. That's what happened. I was going to say about Gyökeres then. Did you see the stat about the game last night where the ball was only in play for 40% of the game? That's set a record. It hadn't been set since 2003. Strand Larsen, I was saying last week that Mikel Arteta's Tony Pulis, I think Newcastle, Stoke, they were prime Stoke last night, just launching balls. Dan Burn was staying up top for a lot of it, just wrestling. It was great.
Is that when he was down to 10 though? Yeah, fair play then.
But it was brilliant. But yeah, Strand Larsen just fits that mould, doesn't he?
Yeah,
big donkey.
So moving on, then we won't focus too much on the other games, but obviously, as I said, it's been an eventful weekend. If you could pick one more kind of notable event from the weekend, is there a game or a goal or a performance? I think for me, I would probably say the Palace Forest game, which had, I'm sure everyone wanting Palace to win that game. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite do it, but it would have been like justice really for Palace to kind of pick up the win there. I also love all the stuff recently when you see about obviously the Eze move, and I've seen loads of Palace fans interviewed, and it's just like the kind of respect and love they've got for Eze is just so nice to hear. Do you know, in this, obviously we're talking about this toxic world of transfers where everyone hates everyone, and if you even think about leaving my club, whereas they're just like so grateful to him for what he's done and genuinely want him to go on because he's one of them and they'd love to see him do well. So I think for me, if Palace would have beat Forest, that would have been unbelievable. But yeah, I think Palace are probably my heroes of the week just for the way they've been and how wholesome it is, and it's just like the nice side of footy. But yeah, what about you two? Anything?
I was just saying, Sean, did you see that one with the two older gentlemen talking about the dad?
Yeah.
About that.
I know, it was like well enough stuff in it, yeah. It was unbelievable.
I think it's a massive signing for them. He's a quality player and he fills that like gap on the left. Do you think, I mean, going back to what you said there, Sean, obviously he's gone about it the right way. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't said he wants to leave. They've put a good bid in for him. They've accepted it. And he's also going back to the club that he was at as a youngster.
Yeah.
Last week when we talked about Dicky getting sort of angry and walking off, do you think he was aware that they'd received a bid and was selling him, and the fact that he still hasn't left himself was a bit sort of?
Do you mean when he ignored Gardner? Do you mean then?
Yeah.
Maybe. I've not heard anything else on that though. Has there been any movement on that?
There was something today, like City are looking at him now as well, but apparently he still just wants to go to Liverpool. But nothing. Still nothing. Liverpool just sitting there, just doing nothing right now.
I know. It's bold though, isn't it? I just think that's where I think like Eze's always seems to have been content to just be like, I'll go when I go. He's never pushed for a move ever, hasn't he? Like in the last 2 years, say he's been linked with whoever, he's never pushed for it. He's just content to, I love it here, but if a move comes, I'll go. And then you've got Gay who has been linked with loads of top teams for a while now, and then he made a bit of a stand, didn't he? Obviously last weekend with Glasner, and you think, you look a bit like, in Roy Keane's words, a bit like a baby, and then like having a big strop on the pitch. If nothing comes in for you, you're just gonna have to front it now. And I don't know, you just think if you want that reputation, it's that Eze, isn't it? Of just being like, you're happy where you are, and if he really wants to go, push for it, but obviously in the right way. But he just doesn't seem to be doing anything. So yeah, it's just a bit of a weird one. I wonder if he'll ever go to any big club, because I feel like he's been linked to everyone now, hasn't he? Maybe others.
He's available on a free next year, isn't he?
You are?
He's available on a free next year, so
yeah. That's what. Yeah. But yeah, he was Chelsea last season. Now Liverpool, City. Maybe
Liverpool's obviously just signed Leone, the Italian centre back as well. So I think they're literally just sitting there going, if you don't come, you'll come next year on a free.
Yeah,
that's all they're thinking about. So they're not really pressed. Although Canate has been denying, like, doesn't want a new contract, and he was terrible again last night, so he can go.
How long's he got left? A year.
Yeah. So and talks that Real Madrid want him.
Yeah.
Again, going through this cycle of Real Madrid just wanting our players on three. It's fun. Game of the weekend.
It's all right when you do it for Palace, though. Yeah.
I'm fine. It's all right. I'll give you 35 million. The game of the weekend I thought obviously was massive was Tottenham City. Tottenham winning away at the Etihad. I just couldn't quite figure out whether City just weren't at the races or whatever. But I think it's massive already. A big game like that. City dropping points in terms of the title. It sounds strange to be talking about something 2 weeks into a season, but Liverpool do play Arsenal at the weekend, and they're massive games very early on. And I think we've seen in the past any points dropped, especially early, is problematic in terms of the run in the long run. I thought Tottenham were great. Thomas Frank is showing that he's quite a decent manager, isn't he? And a good pickup for them. I know they were talking about trying to sell Richarlison a few weeks ago, but he's looking like a decent forward. I know you're all favourites of him. But yeah, good win for them.
They've always had quite a decent record there the last few years, haven't they? Even under Ange, and then the one probably maybe Conte, I don't know. But I don't know, there just seems to be something about them, isn't it? But particularly with the way Frank sets up. I know last year Brentford caused City. Well, got that. No, I was going to say last year was the one just before that mid-season World Cup. I remember Brentford winning at the Etihad. That wasn't. That's 3 years ago now. It wasn't last year, but yeah. I actually didn't watch that game. Well, I watched the second half. Sorry, the first half. I was watching my footy team. So, yeah, no, great results. That second goal, that's the thing I would say, and not to sound like your dad or whatever. That goal kick, and I'm convinced that my theory is that Pep obviously started all this passing around. I don't think, from my memory, Pep's Barcelona were playing that sort of goal kick. I think someone else, just probably that Russell Martin fraud, started taking goal kicks like that. And now Pep somehow thought, oh yeah, that must have been what I used to do. Because if I remember rightly, he'd have his two centre halves basically as fullbacks, PK and Puyol, and have everyone pushing forward. That what are they gaining from that? I just it does my head in. That, I remember. I can't remember. It was Carragher maybe last year made that point. He said there's nothing worse than that straight pass from the goalkeeper into a centre back or a centre midfield. It's but yeah, no, that was I just seen it.
Are you suggesting Pep Guardiola's been watching Russell Martin's build-out play?
No, but not just obviously. Yeah, I hate when people say Pep Guardiola's ruined football. It's people trying to do Pep Guardiola when they can't. Real poor imitation of it. But as I say, I could be completely wrong, and maybe they would have Busquets in that position maybe for Barca, but it wasn't the goalkeeper. Back to the Busquets, back to the goalkeeper to try and the goalkeeper to chip it forward. But yeah, I just hated that goal. And again, you're right in what you said, Max. I do think, for example, the two league titles Liverpool have won in the last 6 or 7 years. Liverpool have been 10 points clear at Christmas, haven't they? Because the other teams haven't started well. And when it's reasonably close, City have been able to crawl them back in. I'd like to think City have realised that we can't be too far away because the City now aren't the City of 2-3 years ago. And the same with Arsenal. You just can't afford to be 5 or 6 points behind Liverpool because that's what Liverpool. I didn't think Liverpool were particularly brilliant last year, but they were the best team. But they just got onto a roll and they just didn't look like losing, whereas Arsenal always looked like dropping points. So yeah, I think it's a bad result for City. That.
Well, in true Guardiola form, when it doesn't go right, he gets the checkbook out, and it looks like they're trying to sign Donnarumma. So I feel sorry for Trafford in a way because he's just gone there and he's literally getting replaced after match week 2. Because he's not going to play ahead of him, not a chance. And also, I don't even think Donnarumma is that good at playing out as well. So I think they still got the same issue. They're just improving goalkeeper, I suppose.
I don't even know if they are improving. Like that Trafford just hasn't had a chance, has he? I do feel sorry for him, but
you think
he probably are improving. Yeah,
it might be a bit psychological as well, mightn't it, in terms of like if a striker knows he's coming up against James Trafford or Donnarumma, do you know what I mean? Like the Champions League holder, maybe it's a bit more psychological than that because I can't imagine like Mo Salah feeling going up against Trafford personally. Do you know what I mean? Especially after the 2 stinkers he had. But yeah, anything for you, Tosh? Anything you noticed from the weekend?
No, I'd say that was the standout result, really, wasn't it? I watched Arsenal Leeds, there's no real surprises. Again, I thought Arsenal, up until they just scored from a corner, didn't actually look great. The thing that amused me, wasn't watching it live, so it starts after Everton. The Bruno Fernandes penalty thing was something that jumped into me. Did you see when he walked back into the referee?
Yeah.
I hate Bruno Fernandes.
I actually really like Bruno Fernandes. But that was
I do as well. But no, I mean, when he's playing against you, you hate him. He's just got one of them faces, hasn't he?
He's so good, though, isn't he?
He's unbelievable.
He's just a rat.
He is a rat.
He is a very good footballer, but I also think they should sell him because I think if they're going to play that system of what they want to do, I think he just does whatever he wants because he's that good, and I don't think it suits how they play. But to come out and then say after the game that because the referee bumped into him, he blazed his pen over the bar. just does me head in.
To be fair, at the interview I seen on Match Today, he did say it wasn't it, but then I heard someone else saying like it definitely put him off. And he said something like it's like because the referee didn't apologise or something.
That's a Jurgen Klopp excuse. That I can't believe you're fuming about it, Max. That's something Jurgen Klopp would have said definitely.
Well, when he's on your team, you like it, don't you?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was embarrassing. But yeah, I on that, I think I love watching Fernandes personally. But then you think if they did sell him, and I think there's obviously a debate going on, isn't it? Of like, where's like that leader in that team? Is the one?
I don't even think he is a leader though. He's like a fake leader.
But maybe not leader, but maybe just figurehead. In terms of like, he's the
figurehead, Harry Maguire.
yeah. Micro stars figurehead.
Liverpool will probably be in the market for a new number 10 in January once that German flop goes. Go there.
He's the best, isn't he, Tosh?
No, I'm sure he'd probably be good, but yeah, he hasn't had a sniff so far.
No.
Won't get a kick against Little Ghana again in a few weeks, that's all I know.
Is it at the Hill Dickinson or is it Anfield?
I think it's Anfield, isn't it?
I think it's April you come to us. Be rocking then, think about it then. Think how blue the ground will be by then, Max. You'll have a chance.
Tony Bellew will be sick of me by that point.
We are going to play Whose Lineup Is It Anyway, which is one of my favourite games. I know we've done it before on this, and we've also done it in the pub, Tosh. Basically, I'm going to give you a historic game, and one by one, you're going to give me a player that started that match. I'm going to give you 3 lives, so if you do get it wrong, or you want to pass, you can lose a life, so you're not just out. I tried to find a game that was at a new stadium in honour of the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Couldn't find a relevant one that was like a massive game, so I went back to 2007, which doesn't feel like a long time ago, but it's 18 years ago, which is disgusting to think about. Gone to Wembley. The first final at Wembley was the 2007 FA Cup final between Chelsea and Manchester United. And Chelsea ended up winning that 1-0. So, I'll give the guest the opportunity. Do you want to go first or second, Tosh?
Feels like it makes sense to go first, doesn't it? And does it? No. Because I'm thinking need more goes. Go on, I'll go first. I actually remember not watching that game, but I've since seen it. I remember. I'm trying to think if he started. It's one of them things because I remember Chelsea won in extra time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Courtesy of a Didier Drogba goal. So we'll assume that Didier Drogba started the final.
He did. Sean, on to you.
I'll go Lampard.
Correct.
The goal went past. I'm trying to think. Would it have been back then where goalies were rested fine? No, we'll stick with Van der Sar.
Correct. He did start.
I'll go the other side. I'll go Petr Cech.
Correct.
I'll go John Terry.
Oh, gutted. It took me one. I'll go Rio Ferdinand.
Correct.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Correct.
Go on, Rooney.
Correct.
Vidic.
Correct.
Gary Neville.
Ooh.
Incorrect.
Oh.
That is a life loss to you, Sean. Tosh, over to you.
I'll go Evra.
Incorrect.
Get in.
Life loss for you as well, Tosh.
Right.
He was on the bench, though. Gary Neville wasn't on the bench either,
No.
but Evra was.
Right. SEN.
Correct.
That's a great shout. I was thinking him, but couldn't think of either.
Well, I like to point out that Michael Essien started as a centre-back in this game.
Oh.
Do you know what? I was thinking Carvalho there as well, so glad you said that. He's done you over there, Sean.
I know he has.
I have to be fair, though.
Saying that, I'd have done exactly the same.
Because I will tell you in a couple.
It's just like not knowing if people were injured, weren't they? I'll go Michael Carrick.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I don't know. No, I'm going to go for it. The Joe Cole, was he still there then?
Correct. Started left wing. So after that answer, you've got 6 players from Chelsea, so you're missing 5. And then 6 players on United as well. So you're missing 5. So 10 more players to get across the 2 teams, 5 each.
I'll go the person I think's won the FA Cup the most times, Ashley Cole.
Incorrect. He was on the bench.
Why are all these left backs being left out? What a blow that is.
Right. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know here. I can't. I haven't. I'm not writing anything down either, so I can't even picture which positions are gone. I know it's fullbacks on both sides, isn't it?
There is fullbacks on both sides.
After your guess, to be fair, I can give you the positions that I'm missing once it gets back to Tosh.
I've written it down.
Okay.
I've written it down, so I don't want that.
All right. I can't think of the Chelsea right back. I can't think of either. I'm going to go. I don't think he was there then, but I'm going to go Ivanovic.
Incorrect. Excuse me. Incorrect.
I heard you first time. Don't even rub it in.
That's 2 incorrect. You're out.
Sean, I'm gonna give give you the players if you want to feel like writing them down, so you know what positions.
Nah, if you want to give them the positions,
I haven't got a
Okay.
free hand. It's fine. I think it's fullbacks on both.
Yeah.
So there's 4. Is it a United centre mid?
So it's 2 centre mids on both, and then
Was
right
Carrick
winger.
correct or correct?
Correct. Right winger on Chelsea, left winger on United.
Max, sorry, I was about to say then. So we've both got 2 writers in. If one more, are we out, or is it like you've got 3 strikes and you can still have another hit type thing? Or
based on how this is going, it's going to be 3 strikes and you got another hit.
I've got loads of people written down, but it's just like knowing gone absolutely done. I've got.
So I'll just give you a recap right now. So for Chelsea, we've got Petr Cech, then we've got Michael Essien and John Terry at centre back. You've got Lampard in midfield, Joe Cole left wing, and Didier Drogba up top. For Manchester United, you've got Van der Sar in goal, Rio Ferdinand and Vidic as centre backs. In midfield, you got Carrick. Right wing, you got Ronaldo. Centre forward, you got Rooney. So to you, Tosh.
I've got like 3 United fullbacks written down, which makes me think I don't want to go for them because I think any of them could have played across there. So I'm going to go midfield there and hope that Paul Scholes played in a final.
He did, correct.
Thank God.
Was Giggs playing?
Correct.
Yeah, he was my next one. Are you going to tell us if he was in the midfield or on the wing?
Maybe on the left, Tony.
I would dispute what I saw today when I put the lineup together, because it's the way he played was, I'd say 4-4-2, but he played behind Rooney, but it was 3 centre mids and 3 forwards. So you've got Ronaldo, Giggs, Rooney, but it was definitely 3 centre mids.
So you're not. I was going to. So I'm still. That still confused me. So I'm going to leave.
If I think of this,
what have we got left? What would you say we've got left?
You got the centre mid left.
Centre mid and 2 fullbacks. If you said this player, you'd think a centre mid. According to Wikipedia, he played right midfield in a 4-4-2.
I think I've got him, but I don't want to risk it. But now I'm thinking actually.
Who's up here? Is it you, Sean?
No, it's Tosh.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to gamble here. I'm going to go Claude Makelele.
Correct.
Get in.
I'm going to gamble on John O'Shea.
Incorrect. He was on the bench.
He was one of these 3, Sean, though.
So that's your 3rd life gone. So you got one more go, I guess. One more life.
Okay.
Do a gamble on the Chelsea fullback or the United one. I can't think who the left back would have been for Chelsea, because I think the one I'm thinking of swapped with Arsenal when they bought him. I will go Gabriel Heinze.
Correct.
That's unbelievable, that's Tosh.
That's a good shout. Ever obviously on the bench.
Okay. I don't know whether to go for the other fullback or the other player that played fullback that isn't John O'Shea. The one that seems to have had the exact same career path as him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's a stupid suggestion or not. But then I am out of ideas for everything else. And we need another United centre mid.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go for the fullback and just hope it's Wes Brown.
Correct.
Yeah.
I did have him as well.
All right, so just to recap, you're missing one player for Manchester United. It was centre-back, although he might have played right midfield on the day. For Chelsea, you're missing 2 full-backs, centre-mid, and a right winger. Over to you, Tosh.
Did you say he was a centre mid, but he might have played right mid on the day? Sorry, not centre back. Okay. Yeah. The Chelsea's too risky because I think it's. I've basically got 2 mistakes, haven't I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. No, actually, there's 2 people I can think of. This is awful. I'm gonna go Anderson.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
I've got a centre mid lined up for each, but I just think it's such a risk. Do you know what? I'm going to go for the Chelsea one. I'm going to go for Michael Ballack.
Incorrect.
Do you know what? Sure, I have to go.
So, Tosh, I'm going to let you try and finish, and then I'll come. Obviously, you are our winner.
That's good.
But we've got four players left. You've got one guess, and then I'll give you some clues. Maybe
I'm struggling, so Balak was on my list of it now. I'd go for the right back and go Paulo Ferreira.
Correct.
Left back. I was trying to think around that time he had like Boularus. I wouldn't have gone him now, but I was struggling. I did have someone in my head, but I didn't write it down. No, so I would have left that. And then I was struggling because I was thinking, was Robin still kicking around? Or was Malouda in? So if I was struggling, I'd have gone 50-50 on one of them. I'd have maybe gone with Malouda.
No, he would have been incorrect. Robin was on the bench.
Oh, okay.
Well. So I'll give you some clues. Left back. Anyone else? Any other ideas for left back before I go?
For Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Not that Ben Haim or something, no.
I'll give you a clue. He probably didn't get along with the centre back on the team.
Wayne Bridge. Never would have got that, me.
No, he wasn't even in my head, no.
In centre mid, it was quite a topic at the time because he was supposed to have signed for United, but then didn't.
John
Obi Mikel, yeah. And then right wing, he is the son of, I would say, a famous podcaster. Yeah, Sean Ray Phillips. And then United centre mid. So
was it Darren Fletcher? No.
Darren Fletcher.
That was the one I was going to go for, and I went with Balak. When he did.
I had Balak as well. I reckon I'd have gone Balak within the next one or two. But I couldn't remember when he joined.
Yeah. It was around that. It was that Adidas kit. The famous Adidas kit. So just to recap, Chelsea was Petr Cech, Paulo Ferreira, Michael Essien, John Terry, Wayne Bridge, Makelele, John Obi Mikel, Lampard, Sean Wright Phillips, Joe Cole, Drogba. The bench was Carlo Cudicini, Ashley Cole, Arjen Robben, Lassana Diarra, and Solomon Kalou. And then for Manchester United, it was Van der Sar, Wes Brown, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Gary Hines, Paul Scholes, Carrick, Fletcher, Ronaldo, Giggs, Rooney, and then the bench was Thomas Kuszczak, Everett, O'Shea, Alan Smith, and Solskjaer. So, well done, boys. Tosh, you are the winner of our first game of Whose Lineup Is It Anyway in Season 3.
To be fair, I'd have been surprised if he didn't take that there. But I think we did better. Do you know, like, there was a point in that where I thought we were done.
Yeah.
I think we did well to both be in and only have 4 left of it. I'm happy with that.
Some good shouts as well.
Yeah.
Definitely. Very good. Well done.
Right, let's close this podcast up with a little look into next weekend's Premier League. So, how we're going to structure this each week. Hopefully, if we've got a guest, we'll be able to do this. And Max has kind of been inspired by a hero of his. Another Liverpool player. One of the woke brigade, or the anti-woke brigade, in fact, Mark Lawrenson. And we're going to do what Football Focus used to do, where we'll have Max competing against our guests in predictions. We're going to use Super 6 as a bit of a guide. I'm going to read 6 games out, and it's up to Max and today Tosh to tell me what they think the scores will be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right, so let's have a look then at this weekend's Super 6. Our first game that I'd like you to predict is Man United at home to Burnley. Tosh, would you like to go first?
Can do. I'm going to go United 2-0. I've just picked them for me last man standing. I think a bit like Liverpool. I think United don't usually go too long without winning. They always get a result just to keep themselves heads above water. So I feel that's a good game to play. Burnley just won, so not desperate. Don't concede many in the Championship. So yeah, I'll go 2-0 United.
Max?
I will go also with a win. I mean, Burnley won the weekend though against Sunderland, but I will go 2-1 United.
Okay, so
have you seen that? Have you seen that kid that's gone viral because he's not cutting his hair until United win 5 games in a row?
Yeah.
I don't even think any of the top 4 teams have won 5 games in a row in a long, long time, let alone United.
Something tells me he's a bit of an attention seeker, though. I'm just getting a vibe from him. He's cursed by the fact, I know I can't talk, but he's got the worst hair of all time as well. Like proper like Buffonti, isn't he? He's had a nightmare. Right, next game is Spurs Bournemouth, and I'll ask Max to go first this time.
Bournemouth impressed me against Liverpool. Semenyo's class. He also won at the weekend against Wolves. But I think Spurs will keep going with this little run they're on. So I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs.
Yeah. Nah, I'll go 1-1. I think Bournemouth are capable. I think against the big boys, they already played against Liverpool as well. Yeah. That problem is I don't know any of Bournemouth's team because they seem to have sold everyone. That centre-back who's gone to PSG, I swear I've never heard of him as well. I thought they'd sold that fella again, the one who'd gone to what's his name? Huijsen. I thought they sold him twice. So yeah, I didn't realise they had two good centre-backs. But yeah, I don't know. Spurs, I think, again, a bit like United, the way United have sort of got ahead. Spurs can't get too excited and they've got to bring themselves down to earth. So yeah, that's just what Spurs do. So I'll go 1-1.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, next one. The big one for you, Tosh. Wolves, Everton.
I hate when Everton are on it. I'll go 0-0.
Obviously, that optimism of the weekend's gone, hasn't it?
They're not the Hill Dickinson, they can't be.
Yeah, that's true.
So you've got a marvellous PA system, it works.
0-0 against Wolves is obviously dire, isn't it?
0-0, it'll still be first on match of the day.
I've got Wolves 19th, haven't I? So, and the manager getting sacked first, which
if you remember his name,
no, nah, beat up Pereira. 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sad either way, but yeah, fair enough.
On a side note, I think on the Super 6, not to like try and improve Sky's platform, I predict the 0-0 right next year. I think you should get more points for predicting the 0-0 right.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
Can you get in touch and ask them that, Sean, if like you're linked up with them now? Or
I'm sure, Bell, you've got contacts, Annie. Can you work your magic at the match?
I will do.
Go on then. Next up, Leeds Newcastle. Max first.
This is a tough one because if Gordon's obviously out, didn't Tonali, I think Tonali went off injured yesterday. Gimenez didn't look too well at the end.
Joe Linton as well.
I thought Leeds going down too. I feel if Isak gets sold at this week, this could be a bad weekend for Newcastle. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say Leeds are going to win 1-0.
Very bold.
Yeah.
It's a good call. Reasons make sense. They have got to struggle. I'll go 1-2. Gokeres to score the winner for Newcastle.
Right. It's Tosh first for Brighton City.
Ooh. Brighton beat them there last year, I think, didn't they? I remember watching that. We'll go, I think it'll be, Brighton didn't look that good, did he? No. We'll go 1-3. I say they didn't look good, they should have been 3-0 up before we scored, but we'll go 1-3. City to win.
Yeah, I was thinking 3-0 for City. I don't think they'll lose 2 or struggle 2 on the bounce this early.
I agree.
I was going to ask how Brighton was. I saw Matoma at the crossbar. Was it?
Yeah. That was great.
Chandler's in a Gascoigne.
Yeah. Tarkowski just handing them chances on a plate as he does.
He just has a mad game every now and then, doesn't he? He goes just like switches off.
Did you saw that? I love that back pass, when he did it, and he saw it. He put his hands on his head. Didn't even do anything to try and fix it. Just hands on your head and hope Pickford can save you.
My style of defending that.
Yeah. Go on, last one then. Probably the big one of the whole weekend is Liverpool Arsenal. It's Max first, yeah.
It's tough, this one, because like it's such a massive game so early, and I think Liverpool are going to score like 2. It's just what Arsenal do. Sometimes I feel like these games are so bigged up and there's so much hype and then just fall so flat. But I'm going to go, as I don't trust us defensively with John Arisa playing left back, I'm going to go 2-2.
Go on, sorry.
That was what I was thinking as well. I think I just don't really trust Arsenal. Arsenal apparently didn't lose to anyone in the top 6 last year. So, go on, 2-2 is what I was thinking as well, so I'll stick with 2-2.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, so the scores are in, and hopefully at the end of the weekend, some of us will have a few points anyway to get our league table up and running. Then the idea will be next week, if we have a different guest, they go up against Max and we see who's got better ball knowledge, the guests or Max. Now, the problem for you, Tosh, is if you do really well, but then, say, an idiot like Callum comes on, he might bring your score down. So that's something you're going to have to accept.
I'm just treating it like a cup competition where if I beat Maxi, I've knocked him out.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm going to jump in there. You know, the way Mark Lawrence did it was that, like, Tosh's scores is just his own score.
Oh,
so,
like
you have a league table. So, like, my score would be my average score. And say if Tosh gets 16 points, he could be first all season. You know what I mean?
I will not. I won't, just I've never had 16 points. So.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So, like, my score changes because it's averaged. But if Tosh comes on again and does it again, then his score will be, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, Sam will do it like that. It's always good to do these on the podcast as well. These logistical meetings, I like it. Yeah, go on, we'll do that. Right, so thanks, lads. We are going to leave it there, though. Hopefully this optimism for Everton can continue. If the 0-0 comes in, as Tosh is predicting, I might be a different beast next week. But then you never know if Arsenal beat Liverpool. Might all balance it out. Next week, we are hoping to have 2 guests. One of them, again, another familiar face, hopefully. But we will keep you informed. But for this week, thank you, Tosh, for coming on.
Pleasure, thank you for having me.
And hopefully the plan is to get Tosh on quite a few times through the season. So, because we always enjoy having him on, don't we, Max?
Yeah, absolutely. The man, the myth, the legend, Michael Tosh.
That's what they say on TikTok. That's what they all say on TikTok.
Tosh's book club.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks, lads. See you next week.
Thanks, Sean. See you next week.
Next week.